like upside down on the thing.
Hmm?
Why does it look like upside down? Picture like.
All right. Now what's this for?
Cleaning.
Cleaning. So what are we gonna do with it?
Clean.
We're gonna clean, also known as brushing.
Like brushing your teeth because it looks like a brush.
Yep. You wanna brush your teeth with that?
No. It's yes.
So when I set up a welder, or if I'm going to be welding something that's completely different, I like to run a bunch of practice settings just to dial in the welder and stuff. So that's just a bunch of different settings with same filler rod, different gas settings, different asymmetric TIG settings, and then standard and all that stuff. So, since this is 6061 and it's going on a engine which is going to produce temps of over 150 continually, I'm going to be using 4943 filler metal. So I got this Hobart app where you can choose the base materials and it'll give you a setting or a filler material type, the best kind, and it'll give you more than one so you can decide what's more important. So this is the 6061 stuff. So you can see the 4000 series in cracking gets an A, but in strength 4043 gets a D. Now any rating that's on here is above the standard, so it meets standards even if it's a D. But if you look over here in temperature, there's only one 5000 series rod that gets a temperature rating, and that's 5554. I don't have any of that. And also it gets an A on temperature, so it's going to be one of the better ones to go for. 5356 doesn't even have a rating on temperature, and that's because most 5000 series filler metals are not good at high temperature. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing something for like motors or things like that. What's more important? Now the other thing is color rating. No color rating on the 4000 series, and that's if you're anodizing it. So if you're anodizing it, you're gonna want to do one of the 5000 series, so your best choice on this would probably be your 5554, just because it has a rating, an A in color, and it also gets a B in the temperature. But the problem is a lot of times, so if it gets a C in cracking, so 6061, especially when you don't have a good fit, with 5000 series cracks out a lot more than other materials. And when with aluminum, you usually preheat to 150 degrees. It's not like steel where you go crazy with it, but it'll help weldability a lot, the weld will look a lot nicer. And all you're gonna do, what I like to do, is butane and propane makes a lot of moisture, so as soon as you start heating up, you're gonna see a ton of moisture, and you just burn all that off. And if it's like plate, like regular 1/8 inch, or I don't usually preheat 1/8 inch, but if it's like 3/16 or 1/4 inch, usually just a good preheat where all that stuff burns off. You just go around burning off all the moisture. That's usually right at 150 degrees. You can get a temp pen if you want, but what I'll do with something thick like this is I'll preheat it like that, wait a second, and usually by the time you get over here, you know, you can come back and recheck, and if moisture builds up again, then it's not at 150 degrees. So you just keep doing that, and then that should be pretty dang close, because, you know, boiling temp is 212 degrees, so it has to be at least that hot to get it boiled off, and then that heat will dissipate into the rest of the material, so it'll cool down. And usually it's right around 150 degrees. If that makes sense to you guys. Should be good now.
pain in the butt, but I got it welded. Yeah, you can see in there. Could not get a good angle on it. But it's welded from the inside already. There shouldn't be a problem. Alright, well, welded up the second one, and I did it a little differently. I ran out of battery and memory, so just did a memory dump, so now I can film this. I used Edge number 12 gas lens, and what this allowed me to do, come on baby. So I used an Edge number 12 and bent my tungsten
That way I could get into the hard to reach spots. Kind of see how that works. You have to get your angle just right because of how far this is. This is almost the exact width of that tunnel. So I had to have my tungsten right on the edge there, so it was getting bad gas flow, but it worked out a little bit better. Let's see. Kind of see in there. Little better, not much, but. So, here's the first one. Here's the second one. Well, that was an interesting project. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of really weird tight angles that I've been in before, but not that often. Usually it's like once per part you'll have something this awkward to get into. So that was interesting, kept me on my toes. And this Invertig 400 did awesome. I tried getting my work to buy one for work, but nope. So I only have the Dynasty 280 and it doesn't have the power like this one. All right, well, hopefully you guys liked that video. You have a good one.